Is Nibbana an obliteration of the self? That was also asked of the Buddha. Judging by the track record, what do you think his answer was? Does the self exist or not exist? His answer was just practice. So, that's a hard pill to swallow for people. I know, but it's been my experience with this practice is that I went from having a lot of questions to not having many questions over the course of the years of my practice. And so one of my taglines is, and I know it almost kind of sounds annoying, but one of my taglines is this: practice is the answer. What's the question? If you want to know the answer, you practice. So there's nothing, nobody says whether Nibbana is an obliteration of self. If self itself is a concept, and you're beyond concepts, what can you say about a self? What about an enlightened being still in their body, like an Arahant? That's a good question. They're in their final body, right? Their karma led them to this body. They still have to, even an awakened being still has to deal with their karma. A good example is Angulimala. You might know Angulimala. He is the Buddhist serial killer. The story, I'm not going to go into the story because we're kind of running out of time. But anyway, he was a serial killer. And then he became a monk, and he became an Arahant. Even when he was an Arahant, even when he was walking around, people still knew he was Angulimala. They still threw rocks at him. They did all kinds of stuff. And he came to the Buddha and he told him about this, and the Buddha said, endure. The Buddha had pains. There's a wonderful sutta called, I think it's just called Old Age, where you see the Buddha, it opens with the Buddha being an old man, and he's warming his back by the last rays of the sun, and Ananda is massaging his limbs and stuff like that. You still, even an awakened being has this body, and because you have this body, you're going to have all these issues. But an awakened being is not going to suffer from that. If an awakened being gets chopped in half, they'll feel pain, they'll die, but they're not going to mentally suffer for it. That's the difference. Or even in the suttas, the Buddha will say stuff like, this is tiresome, that this will tire me out, or like I have to go rest. He's not resting because this teaching stuff is really, He's resting because, this body is tired, and this mind is tired. It needs rest. So it's going to rest.